Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello and welcome to Today We Learned. What's up, everyone?
Hey, guys.
Having a good day?
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hi.
Guys, let's be honest for a second. We have an amazing show today.
It's a great show.
And if you're a fan of Parks and Recreation, you are going to lose your mind.
Yes.
Parks and Recreation, I've loved that show for the past 6 years. It's the final season starting tomorrow or yesterday, depending on when you listen to this. Starts on Tuesday, January 11th. And, no, that's Sunday. I botched this. That's a botch. Should we keep going? Should we restart?
Keep going. I like it. I'm going with this, Dan.
We'll fix this in post.
No. We're keeping everything, Dan. I'm listening to this.
Excellent. So, guys...
This is all on Dan, guys. This is all Dan. John.
Eventually, the day will be known as January 11th when we switch from this outdated Gregorian calendar we've been shackled with, this Julian calendar.
I mean, here's the deal. Look, if you have a time machine, you're listening to this on January 11th.
Or if you just have a normal hot tub, you're probably listening to this on January 11th because it's pretty relaxing. You probably forgot you had a new podcast.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, well, we're recording this on January 10th, and this will actually come out on January 12th.
Yes.
So look for Parks and Rec on January 13th.
Yeah, if you're going to be a stickler for dates and accuracy.
And times.
Yeah, today I learned you were kind of pedantic about when you listen to this podcast. But you know what? I still love you guys. It's okay. So let's just cut to the chase.
Let's cut to the chase, Dan.
Oh, Christ. All right.
Fun times. We love you guys, and we love each other.
Yeah. So, without further ado,
today we learn number 71 with Jim O'Hare.
Today we learn. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
All right, hello and welcome to Today We Learned. Welcome back. It's 2015. I mean, it was 2015 last week, but it's still 2015.
I think it still is 2015.
I would be pretty shocked otherwise. I would have taken an unconventional nap.
That's a long nap.
Yeah, a little too long for my liking. Usually go about 45 minutes.
I feel like you can take. I mean, NASA's paying people to take like 3-month naps, right?
What?
Isn't that or to sleep?
Are they like trying to build up to the events of Demolition Man?
Yeah, I think so. I read somewhere it was like maybe not necessarily sleep for that long, but you had to be in bed for that long. Like,
like be in bed for 3 months. I've heard of studies like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that, but
no.
We're not here to talk about that.
No.
We're here because we have an awesome guest today.
Yes.
You know, from Parks and Recreation, which comes back, I believe, this week, if I'm not
Tuesday,
mistaken.
right? I believe it comes out
the day after you're listening to this, if you're listening day and date.
Yes, if you're a diehard fan and you listen to this as soon as it appears in your iTunes or on your SoundCloud or whatever.
Or right behind you.
Right behind you. Look behind you.
Hey!
Then Parks and Rec, the new season, final season, comes out tomorrow night.
Yes, and with us today is the wonderful Jim O'Hare.
Hey, guys.
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good.
Doing well.
Thank
Doing
you
well.
for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for. We almost weren't here today.
Yeah, the lock on the podcast studio was apparently put on backwards, so it took some creative rejiggering.
But you did it.
Yes.
John McClaning.
We channeled James Caan and Thief, and now we're inside.
And we are inside.
And I couldn't be happier. Well, actually, there's a lot of things that would make me happier. But this is what it is for right now.
This is the least we can have.
Yeah, I committed, so here I am. Yeah.
I'm on that boat. People are always like, "Hey, can you imagine this?" Yes, I have a great imagination. It's always like, "Yeah, I could be." I couldn't think of anything better.
I
think
pretty much
I can think of
Yeah.
in any circumstance, I can think of something better. Just add candy to it. With candy. With whatever.
So if you're listening, Skittles.
Yeah. Yeah, Skittles. Do you eat Skittles, Jim?
I love Skittles. Hell
Skittles,
yeah.
We mentioned Skittles on our podcast one time, and all of a sudden they just sent us.
They sent us each a backpack full of Skittles.
Wow.
Yeah,
So Skittles, if you're listening, Jim loves Skittles.
I do love Skittles, and I love Mercedes. Yeah.
So send a Mercedes full of them.
And I love condoms ribbed for everyone's pleasure. So
why does it just have to be her pleasure?
Yeah, no, it's for everyone's pleasure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Right now, it is a very rare event is happening in Los Angeles. It is drizzling. It's raining a little bit.
It is raining, yeah.
This happens once every 1,000 years when the stars align. I think it's only like the third. Well, this is the first time this year? First or second
official.
time?
Well, this year, yeah.
Yeah, and last year it rained maybe twice.
Yeah.
It was
exceptionally dry.
Last December alone, it rained like 3 weeks.
Yeah. As some of you may know, we're having a drought here in California right now, so it's pretty weird when rain falls from the sky.
My front lawn, in a matter of 2 weeks, my front lawn went from dirt to I can see some green.
Nice.
So, man, all year it was dirt, and then all of a sudden it rains for 2 weeks, and now I got some lawn.
Yay.
And so it's very weird that it's been raining here, but that rain is not by any means the weirdest thing to fall from the sky. I have found a list on Mental Floss of weird things that have fallen from the sky in the past. Number 1 is meat. In 1876, a woman was making soap in her yard in Kentucky, and suddenly small flakes of meat started falling from the sky. And the two men who tasted the goods to determine what it was, they determined it was either mutton or venison. And scientists believe the quote-unquote Kentucky meat shower was caused by nauseated vultures.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that makes sense.
So it's not always snow, Edward Scissorhands. Sometimes it's vulture vomit.
Wow.
Aside from the vulture vomit that people were actually tasting and eating,
it's tartar at that point.
Our guest for the listeners is Jim O'Hare. And as our listeners know, and as we mentioned briefly, we like to start off the episodes with either the guest providing a fun, random fact about themselves or something they learned recently. No rules, no anything. Any types of observations or even maybe an anecdote you learned or a fact you just remember or whatever.
I did learn something recently about myself. I can cry like a bitch. I learned that recently. The last few days in parks when we were wrapping up, turns out I'm quite the crier.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was going to happen. Didn't plan on it. But damn, I wasn't the only one, but I think I was the most intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Offerman, he lost a little too, but damn, I was very surprised about myself because in general, I don't feel I'm that person. Like I go to movies and people are sobbing. I'm like, it seemed kind of sad that she died, but let's move on.
Yeah.
So it really took me by surprise.
It's very sentimental.
Really
It makes sense, though.
Every
It's
laugh.
been like such a big part of your life for the last
seven seasons. Yeah, we've done it.
That's incredible. And, the cast seems, from everything I've seen, everyone I've talked to, it seems very tight-knit as well.
Yeah, I'm the best one, but the rest of them are the blonde Amy something. I never got her last name.
Yeah.
She's nice enough, I guess.
She could have I guess if she sticks with it, she could have a promising career.
I don't know. And I'm usually very positive about people like, hey, just keep going for it. I don't know. No, her and then who's that other, the Chris Pratt or something. I don't know. He's a mess.
Kind of that stockier guy who's
Big,
sloppy.
Something he'll never, let's face it, that when he wrapped up Parks as the last day he'll be in front of a camera.
He'll probably just wind up doing some sci-fi
hope
stuff.
he's
Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah. Why, their openings, what have you heard? I'm available. what have you heard? No, but it was really super emotional for all of us, but I really was taken by surprise.
Nice.
At my... And then the final, because everyone's got that damn camera ready to snap a picture.
Yeah.
Someone posted what was supposed to be a private picture.
Oh, no.
On the internet of me crying like a bitch.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's funny.
What are you gonna do?
That's funny. Cry some more.
Yeah.
Cry some more.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. I can be pretty hard. I can be pretty closed off. But you put me 5 minutes into any Pixar film. And I'm gonna start crying.
She's just a all-out pussy.
Yeah. Pretty much,
okay.
Pretty much.
No. It's good to know who I'm working with here.
Most things I won't cry for, but if there's an animated character that's getting hurt or involving in some father and son talks, it's like, oh man, for some reason,
mass murder doesn't do it for you.
Yeah.
But put an animated that some dude drew in a room, and you're a mess.
Yeah.
Wow. That's called get some therapy.
Yeah. Show me an animated couple who can't have children, and then the wife later dies. I'm
You're good.
I'm good.
What if it's live action? Get off my screen.
Yeah, I don't have time. But but actually, that being said, I hate over at the La Brea Tar Pits. the elephant is in the tar pits, and the father and the little elephant are like calling to it, and she's calling back. That kind of bothers me.
Yeah, it's
and that's been a lot. That's been there
like
for 100 years.
It's like a sad eternal monument.
Yes, yeah. So maybe I'm a puss too.
Great place to take your kids.
Yeah. Hey, look at that one's going to die, and the baby's going to watch. Yeah.
Great.
Terrible.
Well, I'm going to grab some cigarettes. See you in 100 years.
Yeah, it's a great place to teach your children not to to listen to your husband.
Yeah.
So, we're coming up on the end of Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Are you ready to say goodbye? Are you excited for people to see this final season?
Well, I'm super excited for people to see it. Definitely not ready to say goodbye, only because, not only it's weird, but they send you a check every week when you work.
Yeah.
Which, as it turns out, is lovely.
Yeah, so I've read.
Yeah, it's lovely. No, and it's really not even. It's not about the daily gig. It's the fact that these people won't be in your life Monday through Friday. And I always have to say, and it's not just the cast, which is amazing, but the crew. We've had 80% of the same crew has stuck with Parks from the beginning.
Wow.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it's like a great place to be.
Yeah.
Amy's our fearless leader, and she set the tone that just maintained for 7 seasons, and we laughed every single day. Not just by what's in the material, but off camera. So that's what I'm dreading. And we'll see each other. I think we're going to do Seth Meyers the night we wrap, or the final airing. We'll all go together to New York and stuff. So there'll be events, Comic Cons. There'll be things, but it won't be what it's been.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm dreading. But that being said, I can't wait till the diehard fans see these final episodes.
Yeah.
They're amazing, and I think the finale, which is tough. Finales are tough.
Yeah, you want to end on a high note.
Right, but, everyone's got an opinion of what should be the finale.
Of course.
And look at Seinfeld. I mean, everyone's, this is, Sopranos. What did that mean? So I'm sure there will be people who disagree with me. In my opinion, they've nailed it.
Yeah.
They absolutely nailed it. Interviewers, much more important than you guys, have asked me, just joking, there is no one more important. No, but interviewers have said, if you could write Jerry's finale, what would it be? And I said, they wrote it. I mean, they absolutely wrote it. I'll never forget getting that script and just, I couldn't believe it. Like, it's such an homage. Everyone gets a nice wrap up, and in a different way that I've never seen on a sitcom, which I love too. I love that it's different.
That's awesome, because I feel like a lot of times they do try to either wrap everybody up or not wrapping it up enough to where it gives the audience
it's like you decide what happens.
Yeah, you decide. I mean, obviously they can't tell us what's happening 100 years from now, but they can certainly lead you to believe this will be their future. This will be their future.
That's exciting.
And again, the way they do it, I've never seen.
Yeah.
And so I love that. I love that it's different.
It ends with Leslie Knope in a diner at JJ's, and she might die, she might not die.
Oh, so you read the
know.
script.
Yeah,
and the diner is inside of a snow globe.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, we got that's great. We the joke had always been that this is over the years the finale would be Jerry comes in, my character, with a machine gun and just goes fuck you, and just fuck you and boom, 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 and just take them all out. But I can spoiler alert. That's not what we did.
Okay.
That is not what we did. Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be. And I'm looking on here. So you mentioned that the sad part is they're not going to be giving you checks anymore. But you did get a check from according to IMDb, Helen Keller versus Nightwolf.
Yeah, baby.
I gotta know, what can you talk about this project at all?
I think I can talk a little about that. Ross Patterson wrote and directed. Barry Bostwick is in it, who's
nice.
Amazing.
Does he play Helen?
Yeah.
He plays Helen. Actually, I don't know if I can talk about that, but it's going to come out this year, because I shot it like a month ago, so I feel like it's I should say next year, but it's this year, and it is Helen Keller versus werewolves, basically.
I love it.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
It's amazing and over the top and ridiculous.
That's so fun.
And I think I can reveal that Helen Keller makes me, by shoving her fist down my throat, I'm vomiting. I mean, it was awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
I love the tagline.
She was reading the dots in your stomach.
The tagline on here is she's a natural born killer. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really great. Awesome. It's really funny.
That's really cool. Jim, you are from Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Chicago is the third most populous city in the United States after New York City and Los Angeles. It has 2.7 million residents, and in its metropolitan area, 9.5 million. over Chicago, I believe, has 40%. The Chicago city itself is 40% of the populace of Illinois.
I did not know that. Look at this.
Here's another fun fact about Chicago. Spray paint was invented in Chicago.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, spray paint. Ed Seymour, owner of a Sycamore, Illinois paint company, wanted an easy way to demonstrate his aluminum coating for painting radiators, and his wife suggested a makeshift spray gun like those used for old deodorizers at the time. And so in 1949, Seymour mixed paint in an aerosol can with a spray head, and it made for a nice finish, and now people use it for spray
So the
painting.
bitch couldn't let him just go with his own idea.
Yeah.
And
Unbelievable.
so he became
Give him a
Banksy.
break.
Given, like, whose company was it, lady?
Come on,
Whose
bitch.
company was it,
Oh,
lady?
yeah. Clean the kitchen. He'll take care of it.
Why don't you put some soap in an aerosol can?
Oh, that'll go over big. Yeah.
And there's our pull quote. There's been a ton of inventions coming out of Chicago. The vacuum cleaner was invented there.
Oh, look at that.
The deep dish pizza.
Just had some. I was just there.
Yeah, where'd you have it from?
I had it from two places.
Okay.
I had Lou Malnati's and I had Gino's East.
Oh, Gino's.
Love McGino's, but I got to tell you, this trip was Lou Malnati's.
Yeah.
That got the number one for me. But of course, good times at all the places. But yeah, Lou Malnati's. And I do their frozen where it comes once a month. You know, it just comes to the house. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I need,
Big television star. I can afford that. Anyway.
oh, yeah, man. I miss me some Chicago deep dish pizza.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So good.
Is what was the place they used to serve? Hot Dogs. I used to have duck fat fries there. I think that's since closed though. It was like a hot dog.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Was that the one where they were like assholes to you? It was the two chicks?
No, I've been there.
Have you
I've been to whatever place you're talking about there.
Yeah,
It's like a diner where everyone's purposely rude.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need this.
Well, yeah. Oh, God.
Well, there's Ed DeBevick's.
Ed
which is the
DeBevick's.
that was
diner.
Ed DeBevick's.
There
That's the one I
used
went
to be an
to.
Ed DeBevick's out here, too. I think that's gone
Yeah?
now.
Yeah.
Oh, they still have like Dick's Last Resort and it's the
Yeah,
same,
all that's there, sure.
the same shtick.
Yeah.
Just different dick. The first blood bank in the United States was created in Chicago in 1937.
Wow.
And, this is interesting. Chicago River is the only river in the world that flows backward.
Yeah. They, if I remember correctly, it had to do with the sanitation at the time in order to keep it, because all the sewage and everything would flow into the river. They figured out how to make it reverse so that way it wouldn't flow into the city and all
So
that
where's
stuff.
it flowing? Just out into Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's their problem now.
That's their yeah. Let
Aha,
Michigan get it.
Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's how Insane Clown Posse was born.
CP. The zipper was essentially created in Chicago there. It was Whitcomb L. Judson was an American inventor from Chicago who was the first to invent, conceive the idea, and construct a workable zipper. The method still in use today is based on interlocking teeth. However, in 1851, here's a little bit of brief history on the zipper here. Whitcomb is most often credited with it, but there's actually a few other people that helped inspire it. There was a gentleman in 1851 named Elias Howe. He received a patent for an automatic continuous clothing closure. However, it was essentially just like a true slot. It was like a drawstring, essentially. Then 42 years later, Whitcomb Judson invented the pneumatic. He was one of the inventors of the pneumatic street railway system. He marketed the clasp locker. And with the support of businessman Colonel Lewis Walker, Judson launched the Universal Fastener Company. However, the company reorganized and moved to Hoboken, New Jersey in 1901.
Big mistake.
And hired a gentleman by the name of Gideon Sunback, a Swedish.
Gideon.
He was a Swedish American electrical engineer, and he essentially created the zipper that we know today. And the term zipper. In the UK, it's known as a zip or a zip fastener, but the term zipper came from the Goodrich Company in 1923.
B.F. Goodrich?
B.F.
Like the tires?
Goodrich, yep. They the company opted to use Gideon Sunback's fastener on the new type of rubber boots, or galoshes, as people in the Northwest say.
Galoshes, yes.
The B.F. Goodrich Company referred to it as the zipper, and ever since then, the names. People in the United States have called it zippers.
So
It's much better than clasp fastener.
Yeah.
New galoshes with a clasp fastener.
Hey, baby, don't get your lip stuck on that clasp fastener. Just, I got you.
The old the fair ride, the clasp fastener. Clasp fastener.
These are facts I had no idea about.
That is, that's the very
That's what you do.
spirit of the podcast.
Spirit of the random.
Hopefully we're not just running. You're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know all about
Why are we talking about
lions,
this
I
already,
know.
There's a reason why we've never had Stephen Hawking or Neil deGrasse Tyson or any of those people on the show. They just be like, I know that.
Yeah,
this is true. All these things you say are real.
Yeah, they just answer, yes.
That'd be funny to do is actually just record them playing it and say they're on the show and just have them agreeing with everything.
Yes. True.
True.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What else you got here for us?
What do I have for you? Well, let's see here. Well, this is interesting. So how often, Jim, would you say that you use a website like Wikipedia?
Oh, boy. Not super often, but I certainly use it. But I know that it's not technically all factual, so it's kind of...
Yeah, sometimes you're rolling the dice when you go there.
Yeah, like I have a page that I had nothing to do with, and it's a full page, and it's pretty accurate. Like shows that I forgot I was in, so I don't even know who's doing this research. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah, well, I do know they have a vetting process where you can't anyone can technically edit it, but if you make an erroneous change, that gets stamped out pretty quickly. So they have a pretty good moderation.
Do they?
process.
Yeah, but no, I've checked them out, but I wouldn't say it's a daily. It's not like Google where every day I'm doing something.
Well, we run through Wikipedia quite often in the course of our research because one click leads to another, and the internet's a weird rabbit hole.
Sure.
And there is
what is this you call the inner what?
the interweb.
Interweb.
Yes.
I have not heard of this. I should look into this. Yeah.
It's a little thing that former Vice President Al Gore invented back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. It's a series of tubes and ladders. So I found an interesting article, the top viewed Wikipedia pages of 2014.
Okay.
For the first day of each month. For January 1st, Cher.
Of course.
February 1st, Harriet Tubman. And that is possibly because she
Black
was...
History Month.
Yes, but in that day, she was in the Google Doodle. The little doodle they have like above the Google logo.
Sure.
So a lot of people were like, "Who is this?"
Yeah.
March 1st, Crimea. It was in the area in the Ukraine that was annexed by Russia. So they approved troop deployment back then. It was earlier this past year. So that's probably why people are looking it up. April 1st, How I Met Your Mother, which aired its season finale on March 31st. It held on to that top spot. April 2nd as well. May 1st, May Day. Nice spring festival. June 1st, something called Oh Gabriel, which is a page that does not exist, which is, I don't know why.
How crazy is that? Like,
That's very strange. Why was everyone searching for this?
Oh, well, Gabriel.
Yeah.
It must have been a song or something.
I don't think so. And let me see here. It says, many of the top, someone who works for Wikipedia or helped compile this data wrote, many of the top results follow big news events. Some results are odd because the data measure page views and not unique visitors. They can be distorted by bots and software that request pages as part of their program structure. So that is possibly why there was 175,638 visitors to that non-existent Oh Gabriel page that day.
Oh, wow.
Some sort of malware, which coincidentally was the number one search for July 1st. August 1st, alliteration. Who doesn't love a good... streak of words that all have the same
Who
first
the hell
letter.
is looking this shit up?
Yeah,
I am
a lot of people.
My gosh.
September 1st, LASIK. October 1st, Queen 2, the second studio album by Queen. November 1st, online shopping. And December 1st, flour. Sure.
Flour, Flour?
Yeah, no, like roses and daisies, not like baking stuff.
People sending shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems...
I don't know why you'd be looking that up on Wikipedia.
Right.
What's the etymology of this? What genus should I send my friends and family?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's a little insight.
This interweb sounds interesting. I am going to check this out.
Yeah, it's
sounds
real...
like there's a lot of things on it to check. Like, what would it take me, like a half hour, 45 minutes to get through it?
Yeah, probably give or take.
Yeah.
I'd budget a full hour in case you run over a little bit.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Audible, they have a great book on tape about the internet.
About
it's just the audio. It's just George Clooney reading the internet.
Oh, maybe I'll do that. I do like that.
Is it seriously?
No.
Oh man, I could have imagined like
mean, it's like reading every web page, and that takes us through the Wikipedia page on Jughead Jones from the Archie comics.
Oh, man. Here's a random little food fact I discovered this morning. In the Netherlands, peanut butter is not referred to as peanut butter, but rather it's called peanut cheese.
Okay.
Because the word butter is only supposed to be used with products that contain actual butter. So, next time you're in the Netherlands and you want a peanut butter sandwich, make sure you call it a peanut cheese. A grilled peanut cheese.
Off topic, yesterday I had for the first time a peanut butter cookie with sea salt.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That sounds delightful.
Whoa!
Peanut butter. So like
Game changer?
Game changer. And I looked at it like I went just to get a coffee thing. And normally I don't even pay attention because it's all the same stuff. And I saw the little sprinkles of sea salt on top. And, I've never met a grain of salt that I haven't loved.
Yeah.
So
the old Irish snow.
Exactly. And so I bought it, treated myself.
I'll tell you what.
Yes, I did.
That sounds so delicious.
It was amazing.
Not only do I love peanut butter cookies, but sweets. Like I've been trying to dabble more into that type of thing because there's a lot of like you think salt, but like a lot of people don't realize that if you take like a candy or like chocolate with a little bit of salt on it is very delicious. It's like that's why like chocolate covered pretzels are so good because if there's enough salt on it,
exactly.
It's so good.
You know what to do? Go to McDonald's. Actually, I guess it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But this is my routine. Go to McDonald's, and actually, as a health nut, it's tough for me to say this, but go to McDonald's and I'm joking about being a health nut. Yeah, assholes. Anyway,
first rule of improv: yes, and
yes, Jim, yes, and
yes, and.
Go to McDonald's, get a chocolate shake,
okay,
and then get an order of fries.
And
douse those fries with salt. Take a suck on that shake, and then pop in a fry with full of salt. It's perfection.
Dude,
oh, man.
Dude, one better. I learned this in Florida. You go to Wendy's and you get their frosty dairy dessert. And what it is it's essentially, it's a thick shake, essentially, and there's no lid on it, and you generally eat it with like a spoon or whatever.
Yeah.
And you take that, and you order their fries, douse their fries in salt.
Yeah, of course.
And you use it as a dipping tool. And you actually just dip the fry into that.
I'm partially erect right now. Yeah.
And what's also good.
Table's moving.
Oh, okay, get your hand away. Yes, it's true. My God, he really felt like he had to prove that.
I had to
we are very scientific people here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we, if there's a hypothesis going around, we like to prove it. Also, which is good, is you take their chickens, their
strips or whatever.
Chicken McNuggets at Wendy's, whatever the fuck Wendy's calls their chicken McNuggets, and you dip those in the chocolate thing too, and it's so good.
Ooh,
dude. It's so good, dude.
Yeah, that combo is unbelievable.
Oh man,
but peanut butter and salt, not bad.
I got to check that out.
Not
bad. Are you a sweets guy?
Yeah, I'm an everything guy. Too much, obviously.
Yeah.
I like some sweets. There's. Every fast food rocks my world.
Yeah.
I'll be dead probably by midnight, but it is what it is. Yeah, don't yes and that one, okay, guys? Yeah, I do. I like a lot of different things.
So we addressed that you're a fan of Skittles. What other do you have? Were you a candy are you a candy
M&Ms
fiend
with
or
peanuts? M&Ms with peanuts in a movie theater, nothing better.
Yeah,
of course.
And I play around with like a little nibble on one maybe and cut the little, just while you're watching the movie and you're messing around. Yeah. And then, of course, the combo of not so much peanut M&Ms, but regular M&Ms in popcorn.
So good.
Lovely combination. Yeah. That's in it. And there's also some salt chocolatey thing going on there. I've never, ever not enjoyed a bite of a Snickers bar.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
Snickers is probably one of my go-tos if I want like a chocolate bar.
And it's filling. Like a Snickers bar is kind of a meal. I know there's a commercial kind of like that.
Hunger inside you.
Yeah. So a Snickers bar is good.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't like Almond Joys or
coconut.
Not a big coconut dude. Not a big coconut.
I like coconut in moderation. I used to just revile it. I would just this candy bar is not. At Halloween you push it aside.
Absolutely.
But every so often I like a little bit of coconut, but it's got to be
here and there. Moderation.
Got to be used right.
Yeah, me too.
now from the Chicago area. I'm originally from Michigan, and I haven't seen any of these out here. But I know. Have you ever heard? Speaking of like the Almond Joys with coconut and all that, have you ever? Do you remember the Mallow cups? Have you ever had those?
I feel like
does
I have.
They look like Reese's cups, and they have
look like
marshmallow
that.
inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Here's the
Those-
thing. I'm not a marshmallow fan either.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Peeps, I can't. I don't like Peeps.
I was at a party over the holidays, and a gift was given as you left, and it was a bag. It was holiday-shaped Peeps.
Yeah,
Keep them.
keep them.
Yeah, right.
Happy holidays,
Yes.
you asshole.
No,
Keep the
ugh.
Peeps.
I'm not like I'll eat. I like roasted marshmallows over like a fire with like graham crackers.
Yeah.
But straight up marshmallows,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Can't do it.
Or
Me neither.
that gooey marshmallow, like in the Mallow cups, or even
Yeah.
in like the Peeps. I just
Totally
Not
agree.
my thing.
Can't do it.
Can't
Cannot
do it.
Well, how do you guys feel about gum? Are you gum people?
I'm not, but I every once in a while I'll enjoy a piece of gum, but I'm not that person who always has it ready to go.
yeah.
Uh,
I'll eat it if it's like a mint. I like the mint because I like to breathe in and have it cool in my mouth.
Yeah,
little
it's
thing,
like
sure.
mouth-based air
Peppermint, yeah.
conditioning.
yes.
Yes.
yeah.
But you know,
Well-
when you're on set, you always try to be, whether it's the strips or something
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
your breath.
you want to
because,
be polite to your castmates,
yeah,
and also
because I'm always making out with the cast. They
Yeah.
Yeah.
are always fighting it.
Yeah,
but
there was a lot
I'm
of that
bigger
last
than most
season.
Of them.
I was
I'm bigger than
surprised.
most of them, so I can make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but not gum in particular. I would
Well,
say.
you may, if you're not chewing gum, you may want to think about chewing more of it in your daily life. A 2013 study published in the British Journal of Psychology showed that people complete memory exercises quicker and more accurately when they're chewing gum.
I forgot
it was
that.
Definitely, it was more noticeable as laborious tasks dragged on. And they theorized it's because chewing gum may increase the flow of oxygen and glucose to the brain. And other studies have credited gum chewing with reducing stress and even improving test performance. So,
Wow.
if
And
you have,
yet you're not allowed to chew gum in class.
I know,
So what is
exactly.
that bullshit?
that is systematic oppression.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's they're in the pocket of Big Candy Bar.
yeah.
Speaking of gums and candies and sugars, here's a segue of sorts. In 1947, boxer Sugar Ray Robinson backed out of his welterweight championship fight because he dreamt that he would kill his opponent, Jimmy Doyle. Now, he was backing out, and he was talking to a bunch of people, and he was freaking out, and a minister convinced Robinson to fight. And Doyle died after never regaining consciousness from one of Robinson's punches. Robinson punched him, and he got knocked out, and he never regained, and he ended up dying.
Wow.
That's intense. Wow, that's crazy.
So don't listen to your minister.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Don't box.
Don't.
Yeah, that's another
Just
good
don't-
one.
Yeah.
Don't punch other people in the head.
Wow. And you got to wonder, what did the minister say to him after?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he was. I'm sure it's unrelated.
yes, yeah. This is what the Lord wanted.
Say
This
3
was-
Hail Marys and 1 hour
and
Father.
you'll be fine.
And you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, I had a dream if you punched him to death, you would get into heaven.
Wow.
There was something else I was reading or whatever where it was very like
Look
a
at
similar
Mr. Bragger. He can read. I hate people like that. Well, I'm like to S on Hooked on Phonics, so I'm like so close to literally being able to read.
A, B,
like,
C, D, E, F,
so
G.
close, so close.
Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Remember those? Those are so fun. Those commercials. There was another thing though. I mean, reading I guess is better than saying I heard because I hear a lot of things, but it's always like
Yeah.
But it was, I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it was a very similar thing where it's like the guy had a premonition of not to do something, but he did it anyways, and then the bad thing happened. And it's
You're
saying
supposed
that
to
is
follow your gut. That's
Yeah.
what they say. Oprah says it, and if Oprah
Yeah.
says it, it's law.
And she's never punched someone to death
No,
that we know
she
about.
has not.
well,
No, but it is true. They say if
Yeah.
there's something in your body telling you no,
yeah,
you've got to listen.
always, absolutely. I will concur with that.
My body would be like, no, not the 8th piece of pizza. No. But I've never listened.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't listen.
You know what? It's not. Your body's not always right.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got about a 60%
Yeah.
ratio.
If I had $1 for every time I ate 8 pieces of pizza, I'd probably have $100.
There you go. Yes.
I'd have enough to buy 8 more pieces.
I was just doing an experiment to make sure I could still feel shame.
Yeah. I'll order a pizza, and you're like, okay, well, it's half gone. Okay, so good. Then tomorrow you'll have the other half.
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, I could kind of go for one more slice.
Yeah.
Well, then you're like, well, now this is silly if I put this away at this point. just eat the damn thing and be done.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, it's not worth the effort of going through all the procedures to wrap
it's
it
like
up.
a whole
put it in the
30-second
fridge,
thing.
eat it
I
the
don't have
next
that kind
day.
of time. No.
Yeah,
I'm very
time
busy.
is money, and
Very
you got to
busy.
value your time, because if you don't, who will?
There's a Downton Abbey episode I got to get to. You kidding me?
I really thought you were going to say there's a Downton Abbey episode about this very thing. Mr. Carson eats all 8 pieces of pizza.
Lady Mary. Ooh.
You just housed that deep dish.
You're a fat bitch.
Speaking of pizza, here's a fun fact about pizza. Pizza Hut made a delivery to the International Space Station in 2001. They paid the Russians $1 million to transport the pizza.
Wow. Well, did they get a tip?
Yeah, like who's... Yeah.
No, Pizza Hut paid the Russians $1 million.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're up. Who is it? Oh, God. Hold on.
Oh, no, we brought DiGiorno. It's okay. We don't need this. We don't need
There's
you.
a guy in the red shirt and the zip pack.
Yeah.
Just hanging outside the door.
Please, I'm running out of oxygen.
Yeah. Sir, please take this pizza.
I can't find the space station. Where are you guys orbiting?
That's so funny.
Well, this shifting gears slightly.
Yes.
We briefly mentioned your Parks and Rec co-star Chris Pratt is going to be in a movie called Jurassic World
He is.
this coming year, and that is executive produced by Steven Spielberg. And Steven Spielberg himself is going to direct what IMDb refers to as an untitled Cold War spy thriller coming out this
Wow.
year. Which I hope they don't change the name. I'd love if they just made it to the theater like that.
That would be
Untitled
great.
Steven Spielberg Cold War spy thriller
Yeah.
project.
It's like that Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah, it's no different. But I found a list, a very fascinating list of films that Steven Spielberg nearly directed, because he's been attached to a number of things over his career.
Yeah.
But when you're at that level, you
Yeah.
sort of pick and choose.
And I also
things
feel
fall
in the
apart
last few years he attaches his name
to like
that he
get
has
it
very
pushed
little
through.
involvement
Yeah.
with. But you put his name on it, and there you
Yeah,
go.
definitely
Yeah.
executive producing and not
Yes.
line. He hasn't been line producing for a
A
minute.
long time.
Yeah. So here are 12 movies that he almost directed.
Okay.
Interstellar,
Okay.
American Sniper, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Cape Fear, The Taking of Pelham 123, Big Fish, Memoirs of a Geisha, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Rain Man, White Lightning, and E.T. 2, Nocturnal Fears.
Hold on. Is that White Lightning with Burt Reynolds?
Yep. He in 1973 he expressed an interest in directing the film. He worked on it for a few months, but then he took the Sugarland Express because he felt that he wasn't the right director for the project. And he spent 2.5 months on the film. He met Burt once. He found most of the locations, began casting the movie, and he said he didn't want to start his career as a hard hat journeyman director. He wanted to do something more personal, so he did the Sugarland Express.
White Lightning.
I don't know what
Gator
is
McCluskey.
Sugarland Express.
Never heard of it.
I
It's
don't
the
know what
movie
that
he
is.
made instead of working with Burt Reynolds.
Well, that was probably a good move.
Yeah, exactly. Sugarland
No, Burt's selling
Express-
everything
Isn't
these
it?
days.
Isn't that wild?
It's a shame, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like how
Yeah.
he's selling
He's selling everything.
everything.
Yeah.
He's so broke right now. He's selling all of his
Yeah.
memorabilia. And that's just like I looked at some of the things, and it's like all the cool things were way more than I could afford. But I almost legitimately thought about buying some of his awards just
Yeah.
because. How cool would that be to have a Burt Reynolds? Like I like Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the band. He's selling the Bandit car. Like
Yeah, it's
Man.
got to be that. I don't know the man. It's got to be that he just has a really high lifestyle
Gotta
because he could easily go and do a guest appearance, make a nice
Yeah,
temper change, but
yeah.
obviously that's not enough to even put a dent
No.
into his lifestyle.
Well, the problem was in 1996 he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He had a very costly divorce, and also he had a restaurant venture that failed.
Yeah.
and that really
Well, he also
put him
has
in the
that like
red.
acting theater in Jupiter, Florida.
in
doesn't
Florida,
he?
yeah. Charles Nelson Riley,
Yeah.
big director there.
CNR. I'll tell you what, that was a good documentary. There was a good CNR documentary about him on Netflix, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to look up the name of it.
That out.
It was really, really good. Charles Nelson. It's like being...
Like recently or 100 years ago?
2 years ago, maybe? 3 years ago?
Wow, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, like he almost, like, if I remember correctly, like his dad almost got hired by Walt Disney or something like that. It was it's a fast, and his mom didn't. The Life of Riley came out in 2006.
Makes perfect sense, yeah.
It's called The Life of Riley, 2006. It's really good, and like it talks about like how his dad almost got hired to be like to help create Disney, and his mom wouldn't let him, and things like that, and it's like,
bitch
man.
kept him down. Damn it!
But CNR, man, yeah, that's a good. That's a
You know
good
what?
documentary.
Speaking of documentaries, did you see the one James Franco did on SNL?
No, I haven't seen it.
no.
Is it good?
I've heard very good things about that.
Well,
like
and it's a
behind the
couple years old because like
Yeah.
Amy's still in it. It's John Malkovich is the host, and it's basically following him for the week.
Nice.
But you're seeing the meetings, you're seeing the cast at night trying to put shit together, you're seeing run-throughs. Really interesting.
Yeah.
That stuff
If you're
is
into
always-
SNL, which I've always been.
That's a grind. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
I got a couple friends of mine write on it, and it's like
Crazy.
It's nonstop.
Yeah, we
being
all went
busy
out.
writing.
Pratt hosted the first one this season, or the 2014 season, and a couple of us went out there just to support him, and it's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane what goes on.
That He-Man sketch they did, it was so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. But it's so weird. You know, you do all these sketches and you're ready, and then they're pulled at the last
Yeah.
second, and even stuff you thought was really good.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, I'm always blown away, especially now that I'm grateful they've started posting some of these
Scenes,
cut
sure.
sketches.
Yeah.
You're like, how did that not make it?
yeah,
The
I'm
other
like,
scene
this was
did?
hilarious.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes it doesn't play in the room, and they're playing to a live audience as well.
They're basing it off of if the audience laughs or not, and a lot of them are. A lot of the, from what I've read and heard, the practice or
The
the
dress
run-through-
rehearsal.
the dress rehearsal
Yeah.
is like just tourists that they filter in or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's they're not it's a lot of out of their element almost type of things.
To me, they should trust their own instincts.
Yes.
They know what's
Yeah.
funnier.
Yeah.
And Lorne Michaels, it's ultimately his call.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, no, out
Yeah.
or in or change or whatever. But wow, what a terrifyingly awesome place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
cool.
man.
I'm always blown away when you get those like inside looks into
Yeah,
how
then
that
check
comes
this
together.
out. You're really going to like it.
Another really fascinating documentary like that is, I think it's called like 6 Days to Air, and it's about how they make South Park.
Oh, it's
I've seen that. Yes,
so
awesome.
That like because
Loved it.
I'm so consistently like SNL, like I very much appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
But with South Park, being able to make a topical show, then turn around all the
Yes.
animation like that is amazing. I
And
remember
it's almost like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
It seems like it's not going to. They cannot get it done.
They
Yeah.
And yet-
had an episode good to go with relevant jokes about like the 2008 election, like the day after like the results came in.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just made two versions of that episode, but like they're
amazing.
It's amazing how some of these whip smart minds are able to turn around a very like poignant piece of satire, just like funny, relevant material in such a short time span, and then all these little jerks on the internet are like, "This show's been terrible for years."
Exactly.
I'm like, great, like you could do better.
Oh, please. The no names on the internet.
Yeah,
Please.
comment sections of the world.
Speaking of documentaries, the Animal Planet aired at two different times. They aired fake documentaries convincing people that mermaids were real, and people like it. People believed it. Like everybody.
Why would
watching
Animal
it.
Planet do that? That's odd.
Yeah, that's it.
That's odd
that's what's
for-
interesting. For
Listen,
like
the puppy bowl's months away. We need to get viewers.
What are we going to come up with? Hey, how about that fish with the legs? Let's do that.
People aren't turning in for a snake ate my son.
Yeah, did you see that bullshit? And
Yeah.
That was all bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The TCAs are going on right now, the Television Critics Association Winter Press Tour, and apparently they got taken to task by the press being
Good.
like, why did you air this? This
Yeah.
was off, like, come on.
Good.
Wait, what
Good
was
for
this?
them. The dude who put on some special suit and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
Anaconda
Eaten
was
alive
gonna
or whatever, yeah.
eaten alive. Ugh,
Yeah, and he wasn't.
he
Spoiler alert.
wasn't. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like I love. There's that show Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And like announce season 3.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert. That means they don't find him
Yeah.
in season 2.
Yeah.
Is this blurry patch Bigfoot? Oh, no, there was just some Vaseline on the lens. So 2014, I know a lot of people felt like it was a long year. It just felt, especially at the end, a lot of people were ready for it to be over. But 2015, even though it's just started, is actually going to be even longer by an entire second. On June 30th,
I could feel that already. Yeah.
On June 30th, a single leap second will be added to the Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. That's the world's benchmark time standard that's so precise that even the rotation of the Earth is not as consistent. And this is going to be the 25th time that a leap second will have been added since scientists have started using them. They started using them back in 1972. And if leap seconds were done away with, it's estimated that it would take over 200 years for our bodies to register even an hour difference in the way clocks reflect the time of day. So it's not really going to affect our lives in a tangible way, but it's cool. It's cool to think about this year is technically going to be 1 second longer than the last.
I like to know I have that extra time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
What? I don't need to rush out of the house right now.
I'm going to take
got
that
a
extra second.
Can you give me a second?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So
I like
let's
it. Completely. We were talking about space a little bit, and we started the episode talking about sleeping for 3 months and all of that stuff. And Jim, let me ask you this: what type of mattress do you have?
I have that. To be honest, it's a really good one. It's the kind that form fits.
Okay, memory foam.
It's like a memory foam kind of thing. Yeah,
that's what the astronauts use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's exactly what brings me up to this: is memory foam was developed in 1966 under a contract by NASA's Ames Research Center to improve the safety of aircraft cushions. The Ames scientists Chiharu Kubakawa and Charles A. Yost of the Stencil Aero Engineering Corporation.
Charles, sure.
They were, yeah. Charles, come on out here, Charles.
Charlie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Yost.
He's a little mic shy.
The temperature-sensitive memory foam was initially referred to as slow spring back foam. Yost called it temper foam, and it was created by feeding gas into a polymer matrix, and it was created for the astronaut cushions, and obviously they seen a market for it, so they took the market and started making mattresses out of it.
Everyone wants to be an astronaut, but let's face it, most of you won't be. But you can at least sleep like one. You can drink Tang like one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and memory foam was initially too expensive for widespread use, but became cheaper. Its most common domestic uses are mattresses, pillows, and blankets. And it also has medical uses such as wheelchair seat cushions.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, thanks, NASA.
Yeah. NASA's given us quite a few other things, like the Jaws of Life were invented by NASA. Dustbusters were originally invented for NASA's use. Scratch-resistant lenses, if you wear glasses or contacts.
Sure.
Those were created by NASA in
NASA.
1972.
God
The Food and
bless
Drug Administration dictated that all such glasses must be shatter-resistant.
And they were one of the first ones to come up with, filming so it looked like we were on the moon, even though we weren't.
Yeah.
Think about it. They have done.
They invented the first fake
stuff.
documentary.
The first fake documentary was NASA.
Stanley Kubrick proved that mermaids are real.
Yeah. So no, God bless NASA.
Memory foam, yeah.
Well, I think we're actually
approaching our time here.
The bewitching hour.
The bewitching
Yeah,
hour.
I'm about to turn into a pumpkin.
Wow.
Yeah, weird curse.
Weird curse.
Yeah. I'm going to do one more fact here real quick, one to end it since we're talking about things here. Then we'll give them Jim. You can tell everything that you got coming up. Avon. This is another list on Mental Floss about companies that originally started as something else. Mm-hmm. And Avon was created by a gentleman by the name of David McConnell, and he started Avon in 1886. It was on accident. McConnell started by selling books door to door, and to lure in female customers, he offered little gifts of perfume. And before long, the perfume he was giving away became more popular than the books he was trying to sell, and so he shifted focus on founding the California
Avon calling.
Avon.
Yeah.
That's what their slogan was. Yeah.
That would be a much worse Avon party.
Yeah, book party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avon book party.
Ooh.
Cool.
Reminds me of the old SNL sketch where they're talking about the founding of Barnes & Noble, how they just wanted a place where homeless people could use the restroom. And to pay the bills, they decided to sell books.
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty.
Well,
Yeah.
Jim, we're approaching the part of our show where what do you have coming up this week and beyond?
And
what can we look forward to?
So much. I'm willing to cut lawns.
Okay.
I'm undercutting your lawn guy by $10.
Oh wow.
Okay, I like
So
it.
you
Well,
really
my-
can't say no to me, because if you do,
So-
you're just being an asshole.
Sorry, Derek, you're
Yeah,
fired.
You're fired.
I like it.
I
'cause-
got this asshole who's, I'm looking at different Home Depots to get a mower.
Okay.
So that's the main thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on that.
Lowe's has some sales.
Yeah. I'll believe me. I'll be very, very smart about my purchase. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. I'm the honorary chair of the Tuberous Sclerosis Association's event this year, and that's
Okay.
in April. It's about kids with tumors that are just causing terrible things for
Yeah.
these kids. So we're trying to raise, they do it every year, and it's done really well. And this year I'm the honorary chair. Mo Collins will be there.
Okay.
Kate Flannery.
Is there? Do you know? Is there like a site people can donate to or anything like that?
It's the Tuberous Sclerosis Society. I don't know their actual.
I think it's you can find it at giving.tsalliance.org
I
if
think
you'd like
that
to
is
make a
it.
donation.
Yes, I think that's it. So I'm doing that. I have a film I'm doing beginning in April called The Middleman.
Okay.
With some really cool people. Some you will know, but can't say who it
Can't
is
say who
yet.
it is.
But
Gotcha.
some in particular you'll know very well.
Awesome.
Is this a comedy?
It's a dark comedy.
Very nice.
Yeah, very anti what I do.
Can
I
you
like it.
can you give us a little log line of what it's about, maybe? Or?
Comedy kills.
Yeah, okay.
Comedy kills. Yeah. So I got that coming up. The cast of Parks, we're doing a lot of promotion for the fun. We're wrapping up. So we'll be doing some of the late night shows and some group stuff and all that kind of stuff. So always something going on.
I like
so
it.
that
Always
is
something.
Tuesdays at, is that 9 or 8?
Well, they're doubling them up. So I believe 8 until 9.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, 2. And then the finale is February 24th. The finale is unbelievable. And you have to see it.
That's awesome.
You really have
I'm
to see
glad I'm glad it's being doubled up so I get multiple episodes each
Sure.
week, but
know.
February 24th, it's so soon.
Yeah, it is. And the crazy thing is because we've always been a show who fought to stay on the air. We've never had great ratings or anything. But what we're realizing, and you guys are young, so you'll understand this. We're not. Our audience isn't sitting at home with their
They don't have Nielsen boxes.
Yeah.
It's Netflix and Hulu,
Yeah.
and if I I went and visited my nieces at Purdue and Lafayette. Purdue University, and kids were running from their classes when I was walking in the center area. I mean, it's the young people are obsessed with us. So I think we've always had a much bigger audience than we've ever been given credit for. And it's the young people, which are just awesome.
It's definitely an interesting paradigm shift. I feel like it's looking towards is not only do you have like the Netflixes and the Hulu's producing content, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next coming years, places like NBC or ABC start making shows that they'll either double up for a month,
Sure.
or they're just producing shows and putting them on the net because you have young people fighting for shows like yours,
Yes,
or
definitely.
like Chuck or other types of shows where
Community,
they got
yeah.
community.
Yeah.
They have such a fan base, but they don't base their schedule on watching
Right.
on the TV box set.
Yeah,
so they get canceled. But
I
it's
was
like,
in New York. I guess I forget when this was. Maybe September, October when Pratt hosted, and I was walking around, and some kid comes running out of his building, and he's going, "I'm watching you right now." It's like he's in his pajamas and stuff, and he was near NYU, and it had just come out that day.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're like always near the number 1 or 2 for Netflix for
Yeah.
what's being watched. So that's that kid isn't going to sit there Tuesday.
Yeah.
At home and watch it. It's just not how it's
That
going to be.
doesn't happen
And
anymore.
It doesn't happen. And even what you were saying, Tina Fey had a show with Emmy Klepper. Where
30 Rock?
No.
Or,
the girl from The Office. She played the receptionist.
Oh, Ellie Kemper?
Ellie Kemper.
Yes.
And it's now going to Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yes, I remember.
It was
I read
for
about that.
NBC.
They were gonna buy it and they didn't
NBC
buy it.
bought the damn
Yeah.
pilot.
Yeah.
And now it's going over.
Yeah,
So
because
things are changing.
You're still going to
Things-
have their fan base still is going to watch it. but-
Exactly. And
it's
it'll be this fan base who wants to see it.
And,
Yeah.
and a lot of
You
times
know?
you'll have more people watching that on Netflix than if they were gonna
Absolutely.
if they didn't watch it, because it's
Absolutely.
like
Yeah, no. It's all changing.
collectively more people will watch it on those things than 40% watching it when it airs on NBC, and
Right.
and it's like.
And NBC has gotten, the comedy game has been rougher than the last.
Oh, absolutely.
couple
Well, they
years.
last month or whatever they announced they're getting rid of the Thursday.
The
I know,
must-see TV
they're turning
is
it
gone.
into
When I
Tuesday now, right?
heard Parks was going to Tuesday, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this really does feel like the end of an
It's
era.
the end
like,
of an era.
Yeah.
And even though we struggled, it was always cool, as a guy who's always been obsessed with television, that we were on must-see TV.
Yeah.
I did love that. I really did love that.
Well, that was always such a great night of the week. Like that was, I'd get home from my classes and just be like, oh my god, I can just like go through like 4 of my favorite shows.
Right.
It's
right.
Just,
Boom,
it was
boom,
very
boom.
cool.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely an era, an era that we got to experience, with even
Yeah.
Cheers and all of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Great
It's
shows.
very, congratulations for being, essentially the last to partake in it.
One of the last.
Yeah,
thank you.
They don't even have
very
that
honored.
now, and now it's
Honored.
going to be Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which is, they're trying to build up now. Like Undateable is going to be airing on Tuesdays, I think, and
I think
they're trying to build that up.
what's his name show is going to be coming up. Oh my God, I'm old. From the Office. Craig Robinson.
Yeah,
yes,
Mr.
yeah.
Robinson.
Mr. Robinson. That's coming up. So yeah,
It's
it'll all be interesting.
restructuring. I guess a lot of people.
Yeah.
The procedurals are really starting to take over the Thursdays.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of hospital waiting rooms that need stuff.
Well, you have
A lot of
your
true crimes and-
SVUs and NCISs. They get 15 million
monstrous
people.
ratings.
So yeah,
They're mostly older, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
still numbers.
Yeah. Ad dollars.
crazy.
Everyone's
It's-
spending,
exactly.
spending money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Parks and Rec Tuesday nights. We got Middleman coming out eventually.
Middleman,
We got Helen
we shoot
Keller
this year.
and the
Helen
Night,
Keller
and the
and
Night
the Night
Wolves
Wolves.
next year or this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
At Jim O'Hare on Twitter.
Yes. OHEIR.
Yep. Are you on Instagram? Any of the other?
Just Facebook.
Just
Facebook
Facebook.
and Twitter seems like exhausting.
Follow Jim
Yeah,
on
it's-
Twitter there.
it's plenty.
It's all very exhausting. Yeah.
I actually had Retta was on I have another podcast. Retta was on it. She's
Love
very,
my
very nice.
Retta.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Love my Retta.
Really fun. So yeah, everybody, tune in and watch the, history essentially, being made with, Parks and Rec ending and the end of Must See and
And for diehard fans, we do continue in the year 2017.
I am
it was
very
not
excited.
a joke.
No,
it was not
I
a
was-
bit. It was not like a random moment.
I was blown away. I was like, holy shit, they're jumping 3 years
We are
ahead
ju-
for this
and
final
that is where we
season.
begin. That's where we
I love
begin.
it.
Which means phones are different. It means iPads are different.
Yeah.
It
I'm
means
so excited.
Things are different.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
this is going to be the new Back to the Future 2 where we see what comes true.
Exactly. Yeah, 3 years.
In 3 years, everybody's going to be hating it. Well, what's up, Parks and Rec? You have 2 years before we have these shoes.
Right, yeah. And we all fly with jetpacks.
Yeah.
And
Spoiler
just
alert.
3 years,
Yeah,
that's what will
Yeah,
happen.
exclusive reveal.
And of course, don't forget, I will undercut your lawn guy by $10.
Yes.
So, gotta pay I've gotten very used to a nice lifestyle.
Yeah.
And now without a show, apparently they're not. Get this, they don't continue to pay me, which I was
so weird.
appalled.
What?
That's-
It'll get
I was
syndicated. Then those
we're
sweet
already
green checks will start
syndicated, but,
rolling in.
Yeah, but syndication isn't lawnmower money.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real.
Exactly.
Let's be real.
Have you seen the greenery in Los Angeles?
So make sure you at Jim O'Hare hashtag I need my lawn cut.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Hashtag lawn stuff. And if you guys want to find us on the internet, well, you're in luck. You can find the podcast on Twitter at TWL Podcast. You can send us an email if you want to talk to us about the episode. Send us a fact of your own. That is todaywelearnedpodcast@gmail.com. And we're also on Facebook, Today We Learned with Razzle and Dan. And if you want to find us personally on Twitter, you can do that as well. I am at OsteoFerocious.
And I am at my name is Razzle2. And thanks again for all of our listeners, and welcome again to 2015. And thanks for giving us good reviews on iTunes and all that. We're starting to climb up and starting to make some moves on the lists.
Are
And
you number
things
one
like
or
that.
two on iTunes?
We're number 0. We're like a prequel to the
yeah.
list.
You're a prequel to even the list.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty prestigious.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
huge.
we dabble around. We bounce around the 197 to 150 in the comedy
Yeah.
on the top comedy podcast.
Well, that
So-
changes to number one this week.
Yes.
Yes.
Today, everything changes.
Move over, Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Chris
Mark, no,
Hardwick.
Mark.
What? WTF now?
Thanks again, Jim, for joining us.
Thank you
Good
very
luck with
much.
everything. And when Middleman comes out, we'll have to have you back on. We'd love to have
Absolutely.
you. And as always,
Bye-bye, little Sebastian. We're going to miss you in the saddest fashion.
thanks, guys. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Dan Casey here. Help Today We Learn stay free to download by completing this short, anonymous survey. It'll only take you about 5 minutes, and your answers will help match our show with advertisers that best fit the sensibilities of our podcast and its listeners, namely yourself. You don't want us to advertise weird stuff to you, or maybe you do. Let us know in the survey. And guys, everyone who completes the survey will be entered into an ongoing monthly raffle to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Think of all the cool stuff you could buy with that money. You could even buy Amazon Prime to make sure you get your other cool stuff faster. And guys, we promise not to share or sell your email address, and we will not send you an email unless you win. So, really, it's pretty painless. And if you want to help, please go to podsurvey.com/today. That's podsurvey.com/today to take our survey and get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card.